She thought about checking, but she didn't. The phone was right there, close enough to reach without moving, close enough to check without thinking. And that was exactly the problem. Elena had placed it beside her on the table earlier that evening. Screen facing up, not intentionally, just habit. The same habit she had built over time without noticing. Check, refresh, look again. Just in case something had changed. Just in case something had happened. Just in case. But tonight felt different. Not in a dramatic way. Nothing had happened. No message, no notification, no sound, just silence. The same silence she had learned to live with. But this time, she noticed it differently. She wasn't waiting, at least not in the way she used to. Still, the thought appeared, quiet, almost automatic. Maybe I should check. She didn't move. Her eyes stayed on the window. The city outside was already dim. Lights scattered across buildings like distant signals. Cars moved slowly through the streets. Everything felt calm, distant, separate from her. The phone remained there, unchanged, but the thought didn't leave. It stayed, soft, persistent, not demanding, just present. Check. Just once. It would take a second. A small movement, a simple action, nothing more. Elena shifted slightly in her chair. Her hand moved just a little, not reaching, just closer. And then it stopped. No reason. No resistance, just a pause. The kind she had started to recognize, the kind that meant something inside her was paying attention. She leaned back again, slowly, deliberately. Her hand returned to where it had been, away from the phone, away from the habit. She let out a quiet breath. Not frustration, not tension, just awareness. Because for the first time, she realized something simple. The urge wasn't about the phone. It wasn't about a message. It wasn't even about him. It was about the feeling of needing to know, of needing confirmation, of needing something outside of her to change how she felt inside. And that was what had changed. Elena looked at the phone again. Still there, still silent, still waiting. But now, it didn't feel like something she needed. It felt like something she could choose. And that made all the difference. She stood up slowly and walked toward the window. The glass reflected her softly, a quiet version of herself. Still. Present, enough. Outside, life continued, people moved, lights turned on and off, time passed without asking for attention, and inside something settled, not dramatically, not suddenly, just quietly. The urge returned once more, a final time. Check, just to be sure, just to confirm, just to see if anything had changed. Elena closed her eyes for a second, then opened them again, and instead of reaching for the phone, she turned away. She walked toward the kitchen, poured herself another cup of tea, held it with both hands, Let the warmth replace the habit. When she returned to the table, the phone was still there, exactly where she had left it. Nothing had changed. And for the first time, that didn't matter. She sat down, took a sip of her tea, and let the silence stay, not as something empty, but as something complete. The phone didn't move. She didn't reach for it. Minutes passed, then more, and slowly, without effort, the thought disappeared. Not forced, not pushed away, just gone. Elena leaned back slightly in her chair, her eyes soft, her breathing steady, because sometimes growth doesn't look like doing something. Sometimes it looks like choosing not to. And in that quiet moment, without checking, without waiting, without needing, Elena understood something she hadn't before. Nothing had changed. But she had.